suggest that an Igbo man, because he believes he has invested money, he has taken, should leave the country, I think is treason. That person is an enemy of Nigeria. I think really that he is an enemy of Nigeria. So I have made this statement because we have passed through that before, and we have seen the ember coming up again. We don't want it. Very painful, really. The houses have been demolished. And you know, the claim, Igbos are being told to their front that they shouldn't be in Lagos. They should go home. You know, these are some of the things. So it's not, we're not in doubt that this thing is clear. So it's better that we nip it by the bud so that we don't allow it to happen. We don't want to have be victims of another civil war. That is why when this thing happens, we talk about it. So that all Nigerians will join us. Wherever it comes from, Nigerians should not join us. So tell them Igbos are not kidnappers. Igbos are not druggists. I have in my office record of cases of drug peddling, cases of kidnapping, cases of fraud in Nigeria. Igbos are the least. In case of fraud, I have seen many tribes stealing billions of naira. I have not seen any Igbo man accused of stealing even billion. Some of them steal 50 million, 20 million. I've seen an individual stealing billions. So when I record all these things, you see, in terms of the ritual, Igbos are not there. But they give it as if Igbos are the drug. In Igbos, yes, we have some Igbo youths who are involved in drug. But there is no tribe in Nigeria that haven't got their people involved in drug. If you read through, you will see. And it's difficult to say. Igbos are not even the largest in number from my own record. So I think all we are doing is in this place. They have contributed to the internally generated revenue in those places. Igbos, unlike some people, when they come to a place, they make money, they carry to their home. Igbos are not like that. And as the leader of Igbos, I'm making Nigerians to know what we are. When we come to a place and make money in the place, we invest the money there. And when we do it, they say we are dominated. When we make money, we invest it there. We have a choice. If Igbos have been the group that get money and run away with it, of course, Igbo land could have been a different place. But we felt that, you see, we are one Nigeria. Why, if it's one Nigeria, why shouldn't I develop Lagos? Why shouldn't I develop any other place? So Igbos have, I'm saying it, been one of the biggest investors in Nigeria in local investment. Everywhere you go, you have them. That is overlooked. It's local investment. And that is what has developed Lagos to what it is today. Because anybody who saw Lagos when in the 60s or in the 50s and see Lagos today will know. When people say that Igbos have taken over Lagos, Igbos have done this, it's not, Igbos have not carried Lagos away to Igbo land. The person who has taken over Lagos is that person who has made money in Lagos and taken it out. That foreigner, a foreigner from Europe or elsewhere, who has come to make money and sent it back to his home. But an Igbo man makes money in Lagos or anywhere in Nigeria, he invests that money there, he builds school there, he builds business there, he builds house there, and then he lives there happily with his people. I don't see why this could be an offense. So now we fought the war. These 3 hours, what did we get? Our property, Igbo properties, were seized in River State, in Port Harcourt, River State. It was called abandoned property. That is, we all agreed on 3 hours, reconciliation. That is the reconciliation we got. Most of our people died. These are people who spent money. Most of them made Port Harcourt as a creek. They bought land from people. They developed the Port Harcourt land. Now they got up at old age to see they have lost everything they got. Most of them, nobody came to their rescue. They lost their property. When that thing started, it was like a joke. Now, why is it? It was very painful to Igbos because Igbos played a major role in making the Queres have the ownership of Port Harcourt. There was a time when there was dispute about who owns Port Harcourt, Iqueres and the other people, the rest. Igbos regarded the Iqueres as their kith and kin. Igbo State Union at the time, which was the supreme body of Igbos, came together, rallied around the Iqueres, and supported the Iquere people, financially and otherwise. The case of ownership of Port Harcourt was determined at the West African Court of Appeal, Wike, in Gold Coast in those days. In those days, we were under British rule. It was in Gold Coast, Ghana. I was a young boy, a small boy in Port Harcourt. On the day the judgment was passed, I still, as I stay here, remember with nostalgia what happened that day. People, Igbos were rejoicing, Igbos were jubilating, because Igbos regarded Iqueres as their kith and kin. And then Igbos were happy that their Port Harcourt had been declared to be owned by Iquere people. For Igbos, during their own lifetime, to see that their own property they bought with their money seized, it was very painful. Most of them died. But we endured it. Igbos again moved back and struggled. Started from the scratch again to build up. And after the war, they went all over the place because after the war, everybody was told everything is okay. Go back to wherever you live and be there, no problem. Igbos went round. And wherever they went, due to the industry, due to hard work, due to their belief in this country, they prospered. They invested their prosperity in developing those places, in developing the education, in developing the social structures, in developing everything, in paying taxes. I don't see how this can be an offense to any group. It's a very serious matter. And then we have come to a position since we have seen this thing smoldering again. I will distribute to you people here before I go. I've told them to make photocopy. A letter written, which I think is a very serious letter. This letter, I'm sure some of you must have read it through the social media. That letter described Igbos with unacceptable adjectives. He calls Igbos drug peddlers. He called Igbos kidnappers. He called Igbos assassins. He told us that we stole money. We come to Lagos. We use stolen money to buy over Lagos. He says that Igbos now own half of Lagos. That we bought the whole place with this, and he has suggested that we should all that the government should revoke the Igbos' occupation of all the markets in Lagos. He mentioned all the markets, Alaba, there are many of them, Festac, every one of them. We thought it was a joke, but we have seen signs of that, and we are worried because ndị Igbo sị onye agbụsị gbara mbụ ya bịa ọ ga-amụta ihe. We have suffered this before. We have suffered before, so since we have suffered before, we have seen the whole thing coming up again. We don't see what offense we have committed by going to develop market, invest in market, develop trade, and make Lagos a bustling commercial place. I want you to close your eyes and imagine Lagos without those markets. Supposing Igbos all leave that place the next day, nobody can rebuild all that within a short time. So the truth about it is, I have come to address this conference in order to draw the attention of all Nigerians to the fact that we Igbos were not fools. We know we're acting because we are patriotic Nigerians. We are acting because we were assured that we are safe to make investment to live anywhere in our country, Nigeria. We have done that. If at this moment, if you are an Igbo person and that becomes a problem, then I have seen some people too threatening that Igbos have taken over Abuja. I have got such statements as a leader of Igbos. I want to tell all those people that Igbos have come to Abuja to invest like every other person. If any Igbo man have taken anybody's property in Abuja without payment, take him to court. The court is there to protect people. If any Igbo man, but if Igbo man has come to Abuja, have gone to Lagos, have gone to anywhere in the country, and use his hard-earned money to buy a property, to develop it, and is living there, and then anybody, because you don't like the face of Igbos, think you can come now and then take it away or manipulate to make sure you make laws to make them lose it, I think before God and man, it is not good. That is why I'm appealing to Nigerians in 36 states of Abuja that Igbos have seen the same thing coming up again. We were accused of carrying out a coup we didn't cause. That caused a war. We claimed the life of most of our people. And we are still there today. Now they are starting up another one again, telling Igbos that we should leave Lagos, we should leave Abuja, all sorts of things. Everything they say we should leave. I want the government to take it very serious. We talk of one Nigeria, we believe in one Nigeria. People talk about Igbos trying to say, how can it, if you come, you know, we have invested more than other people in Nigeria. How can we talk of, we know that if Nigeria is a corporate body, we are great shareholders. So anybody who suggests that an Igbo man, because he believes he has invested money, he has taken, should leave the country, I think is treason. That person is an enemy of Nigeria. I think really that is an enemy of Nigeria. So I have made this statement because we have passed through that before, and we have seen the ember coming up again. We don't want it. We don't want it to burst into a flame, because we have suffered a lot. We don't want Igbo land to be a theater of war again. We have passed through it again before. We are worried. I want to also make it very clear, because now I want to make it very clear that I have, in Lagos, for example, well, we have got people talking about the market. Some of those are writing against our people. And people say, oh, they're going to remove Igbos, they're going to sack them. And what offense did they commit? They invested their money, they developed the place. And everybody who invests would like to reap the benefit of his efforts. I don't think it's an offense, so nobody should commit. I also hear now, recently, that some areas where Igbos live, homes are being demolished. Well, frankly speaking, I have not got the facts. I don't want to talk about things I haven't got facts. But what I know is that I have been to Alaba Market, I have visited there. I am convinced and satisfied that there are some people who are fighting to make sure they dispossess Igbo traders of their stores and markets and places. So I'm sure. But question of homes, people are saying the homes are being demolished. I have not got the facts. But the information I have from the government is that some of the houses are built on roads. Some are built on drainage lines. I'm telling my brothers, the Igbos, we have been told many years ago by our forebears, our parents have told us, say Ganamba, I'm an Aishibia. I get me iwu ndị ahụ. I get ege iwu ndị ahụ. Man, we have to obey and respect the laws of the land. Wherever we are, if you want to build a house, you have to buy the land properly. You have to register the land properly. You have to apply for approval in a government. Now, once you have got all those done, approved, fine. Be rest assured that nobody, Ohaneze, will defend you. But if you go and you don't obey the rule of the land, you go and build on drainage line, you go and build on roads, you don't get approval, it's going to be difficult for us to have support you in any way. I want to assure others of you who say their homes have been demolished, I've been watching with pens, some children crying. I have seen a pathetic sight where children came back from school, their home is being demolished, they were crying, they were shedding tears. I was moved as a human being, as a father. I know what is. I come back and see my children crying because they are now a few hours before they had a home. Now they are homeless. It's a very painful thing. But then we have to obey the laws of the place. And I'm promising them that I'm investigating the matter. Any of our people who actually had a proper approval by the agency and whose home is being destroyed, Ohaneze will stand by them to make sure that reparation is paid to them. We are going to stand by them. When I saw, it means the whole Igbos everywhere because the case now is becoming a serious matter. We are going to stand by them to make sure that they are giving reparation. But if on the other hand, out of impunity, you build without approval, you build on drainage line, you build without approval, then you have to know it's difficult. So I want to let you know about that. Now, we have the same problem in other places like Abuja. So I'm appealing to people in Abuja in the same way. Please, it will see onye ndị iro gbara gburugburu na-eche ndị nche mgbe niile. Ọ bụ ihe mere eme. Onye ọbụla mara na ndị iro gbara gburugburu, onye ọbụla ga-eche ndị ha nche mgbe niile. Ekwuchana m ka ahụ. Ka ọzọ, o nwere ndị na-ekwu na ndị Igbo na Lagos na onwe ndị Igbo na-ekwu na anyị akpụlọta ha ha were maka m ga-emegharị eme ka alọta. Dịka onye isi ndị Igbo, ana m agwa ndị Igbo bi Lagos onwe bụ unu na-aga. Ana m agwa ndị Igbo nọ na Abuja, you're not going anywhere. Unu nọ na Nigeria, this is your home. Please, taa ka nna gwa unu dịka onye isi na onwe bụ unu na-aga. Unu azọla ala rụọ ụlọ na Lagos, ebe ahụ ka unu bi. Anyị niile bụ ndị Nigeria. Atụpụkwala onye ọbụla ọnụ si gị pụọ. But ihe anyị na-eme ugbu a, Ohaneze na-arụ international market. Anyị na ndị state governments. We say anyị na-arụ international market. Because anyị rụọ ya, anyị ga-ekwu ka ha nwee ike nwee store ebe ụlọ. Because a na-agwa ha kemgbe, come home. Before gị lọta n'ụlọ, ọ ga-enwerịrị nke onye ha ga-etinye ya. So anyị na ha emene ya. But onye si unu lọta, unu atụpụkwala ya ọnụ. Akpara m unu so onwe bụ unu aga. So aga m eme a department n'ọfịs m ga-enwe telefon. Any report enwere ha ga-akpọ. So mụ ga-ama at very short notice ebe enwere nsogbu ọbụla. So unu nọrọ. Nigeria wụ ọwa ala anyị. Onwe ebe anyị na-aga. I so run Nigeria. I ga-anọ Nigeria. Achọkwara nke unu mara na dịka onye isi unu nnụgharị ihe gbasara ndụ na akụnụba ana m eleba anya. Kemgbe nnụ gị ihe a, agaala m gaa n'ala Lagos, gakwa ebe ndị ọzọ Yoruba dị iche iche. Achọrọ nke unu mara na ndị Yoruba na ndị Lagos nwere ịhụnanya ebe ndị Igbo nọ. Onye na-agwa gị na ndị Yoruba hụghị Igbo n'anya, ọwasị. Ha hụrụ anyị n'anya. Ha ma na over the years anyị na ha emekọtala, ha lụọla ụmụ anyị. Mụ onwe m nọ nga. O nwere ada nwaanyị lawyer gụrụ akwụkwọ na London, mgbe ọ nọ university. Onye fall in love with onye Yoruba from Oyo State. He's one of my most beautiful and intelligent daughters. Onye Yoruba na amụ ya, na 4 children. Ha bi London. So I mean, onwe ndị Igbo family ma ndị Yoruba na-enweghị such interaction. So onye na-agwa gị na o nwere any problem ọ wasị anyị na ha dị na mma. Unu chetakwa jọkunu cheta na nna anyị kwu onye ndu anyị wu Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe mgbe ọ dị ndụ ọtụtụ ndị enyi ya ụkwa ndị Yoruba onye we onye isi oji n'aka ya wụ onye onye chairman nwere Abamakoli onye we onye isi ya take over. But one of his best friends who Adari Rogusaya, until ya nwụọ ya na ya dị na mma. O nwekwara many other people ndị wu ndị enyi ya. I didn't have many, Tos Benson and the other. So ya nwa gwara isi ya na